Welcome everybody to Jack Does Horror. I'm Jack, and today we're talking about the fan film Never Hike Alone. Funny enough, and I admit, up until a couple days ago, I didn't realize that Never Hike in the Snow was a prequel to Never Hike Alone. But now that I do, it makes a lot of sense. Like having Tommy Jarvis or Tom Matthews play Tommy Jarvis in both of them, it just felt a little bit more complete. When I said I was going to compare the two films, I'm still going to do that, and I enjoyed Never Hike Alone way more. It felt way more like a Friday the 13th. Some notes on Jason I have, now that this is kind of like talking about one and the same. They kept the Jason that I would compare to like Jason from 2 to 4. So from Friday the 13th Part 2 to Final Chapter, when you have Jason Voorhees, that was the serious, scary Jason Voorhees. So 5, it wasn't even him. 6, 7, and 8, it was funner, more entertaining movies. But 2 through 4, they had Jason that was supposed to still be like a horror movie, scary Jason. And I noticed that in both Never Hike in the Snow and Never Hike Alone, we have the same kind of feel of Jason scary. He is dangerous. He's doing all this. The reason I don't compare him to 2009 Jason Voorhees is simply because he in 2009 they gave us everything that shows he doesn't teleport. That the teleport theory that fans been talking about for so long. No, a friend of mine just talked about it a day or two ago about how that was actually a cool part of that movie, was that he had these trap doors and everything, and they really stayed away from like the mental illness, like the learning disability or the Down syndrome angle that 2, 3, and 4 kind of had him, where he's a little more backwoodsy and not all there in the head as far as like, you know, mentally disabled, you know, I don't know how to say that politically correct, but you see what I'm getting at. When I see the Jason where they clearly show him do like some kind of teleport stuff, you know, I'm not going to spoil the movies, but you see it in both Never Hike in the Snow and Never Hike Alone. So that's why it reminds me of parts 2 through 4 Jason from the franchise. What I liked about this was that it felt a little more complete. So what we have is we have a guy who's doing his kind of Bear Grylls vlog thing, and he goes in and he ends up going to do this hike that's a certain level, and he's filming it on his GoPro, and he ends up stumbling upon Camp Crystal Lake. He goes exploring, and while he goes exploring, he sees that Jason Voorhees has a bed, and he's all ready to be doing what Jason does, and he starts trying to kill him. It had that more complete feel. Also, the pace of it actually, when I'm seeing the character go through and see these Easter eggs where in other Friday the 13th people died and everything, and not only was that cool, but yeah, there was actually an eerie feeling. There's that, you know, I didn't get that from Never Hike in the Snow. I got coolness. I thought it was awesome. I thought, like, you know, let me say this too. I've had more fun with fan films. I'm late to the dance. I admit, I'm late to the dance when it comes to fan films.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I wish I would have done this sooner. I wish I would have did fan films sooner. But now that I'm doing them, I've had a blast with both these movies. I've had a blast with Spirit of Hanfield and Happy Halloween and all that. Like, I like this stuff. It's actually given me a resurgence in horror in general. I'm really, really digging the fact that, okay, the lawsuit that's mentioned in the Never Hike in the Snow video, you know, and them shutting it down because it's between Cunningham and Miller and who owns what and this and that, and it hasn't stopped the fan base from caring. But if I had to pick, if somebody said, hey, which fan film is better, I would go with Never Hike Alone. Though I know that Never Hike in the Snow is a prequel, I would put those two together and say, man, this, like, I can't wait for the third. That, you know, and they're doing it right. Either way you slice it, they're doing it right, and I look forward to more fan films. You know, not just for this franchise and the Halloween franchise, but you know, I'm finding all sorts of stuff, man, and I'm digging it all. That's basically that for this video. If you guys like this content, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps support the channel, and here at Jack Does, we all appreciate it. Hit that notification bell as well, because as always, that's how you get notified. That's what I'm going to say about Never Hike Alone. Go watch it if you have it. If you're late to the dance like I was, go watch this. It's really super good. And it's about 53 minutes that you won't regret, especially if you are a horror fan, and as big of a horror fan as me, you'll definitely dig. It's a good hour's worth of your time. Have fun with it, enjoy with it, and think about this. Like, if you watch Never Hike in the Snow also, do that first, then watch this, and you got yourself a pretty complete horror Friday the 13th kind of day. I'm Jack, this is Jack Does Horror, and that's a wrap.